Hello everyone. Just want to let you all know this is our #1 priority at DNR. It has been throughout this time that we've been working on this. We too are frustrated that we aren't bidding right now. We've put wells in. We've hired experts to do this work. They are working right now to get those wells vented and to get an additional well in. We're doing what we can to get that work done. We're bringing on additional experts as they are needed. We're working with the parish to get the answers that are needed for you. We've got a lot of staff internally, as well as those staff from the Shaw Group. Atasca, Dr. Hecox will be bringing that to your attention, some of the additional work that's going on. The commissioner did issue an order to Texas Brine in order to get them to do some additional activities regarding monitoring. And as Mr. Cartwright said, he will be looking for your permission to install those geoprobes and the pressure monitoring wells within the Bayou Coron community that are needed. The commissioner saw that need, issued the order. We wanted additional monitoring and some alert systems for pressure changes on the actual cavern as this material was being removed. Some monitoring also on the sinkhole. All of those actions were ordered by the commissioner, and they're going to be taken by Texas Brine. Those plans are coming in. We are reviewing them. We're providing the plans to the Shaw Group who are assisting us with that review. Now, this is an unprecedented activity. It's something we have to bring in expertise to get done. Just as Mr. Trish said, the parish doesn't have that capability. There are other things going on, seismic profiles, things that we do not have every day coming into us. And we're bringing the people in. It's not that we have the funds sitting around to get this kind of work done, but the work has to be done and we have to pick it up. We'll be working with Texas Brine to get that work done. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Deborah Saxton with the Shaw Group, who will begin, and then she'll turn it over to Dr. Hecox, who's also been working closely with us, as well as a whole contingent from the Shaw Group.
Good evening. Thank you, Steve. Tonight we're going to address the accomplishments made. Tonight we're going to address the accomplishments that we've made and the status of the activities since the last update 2 weeks ago. This includes the progress that we've made, the status of the observation relief wells, that's observation relief well 1, 2, and 3 that are installed, the current status of the cavern and the sinkhole, the gas migration and pressure monitoring, the stability monitoring, and our conceptual understanding of the current situation. And lastly, we will outline our path forward, what we have planned moving forward in this effort. Since we met 2 weeks ago, we've accomplished quite a bit. We have performed routine monitoring of the water wells and the bubble sites. These are the operator cavern water wells. We've installed and sampled 18 geoprobe wells along or north of Highway 70 and also in the Bayou Coron community area. We've monitored the pressure in these geoprobe wells and these observation relief wells. We've done testing to confirm that we have clogging in the perforations of the observation relief wells in 1, 2, and 3. We've also have nearly completed or have completed as of today the site preparation for observation relief well number 4, which will be located south of Highway 70. And lastly, we have made significant progress in our data analysis and the situational understanding. Right now, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Hecox, who's going to expand on some of these items. Thank you.
If I can fight forth the microphone. Okay, first of all, I was asked to explain what a geoprobe is. A geoprobe is a piece of equipment that pushes a strong steel rod down into the subsurface. The Geoprobe rig we used out here can go down about 50 feet. So it pushes the rod down, so you got a hole left. When we're done, we put a 3/4 inch tube down there that has some sand around it so gas and water can come inside the tube. And then we seal this up so we can collect water and gas samples from the subsurface. Now the situation we're dealing with in Bayou Corn is different than people have dealt with anywhere in the world. So what we've done, we've adapted the Geoprobe, which was designed for just water quality monitoring, to also monitor pressure. So what we're doing, we've sealed them up, and now we're beginning to do some pressure monitoring in the Geoprobe locations. And Chris, you can point out some of the Geoprobe locations. We've got 18 around. We just finished installing them, I believe, yesterday or today. We are sampling them for water quality right now. We have not yet installed the survey benchmarks. Beside each one will be a survey benchmark that is encased in concrete, so we can come in and do level surveys. This Mark with Texas Brine talked about that. And that's going to provide us good survey points for any settlement in and around where we have the Geoprobes. The Geoprobes, we have done one preliminary round of pressure readings. We have indications we do have pressure in some of these. What we're doing now is we're getting our equipment calibrated. We're getting our equipment set up so we can do routine pressure monitoring in all these Geoprobes. But in a few of them, when the field technicians were out there sampling for water quality, they did note that they do have pressure in them. So as things go forward, the pressure will be recorded, and in the next briefing, I'm sure we'll be talking about it. In addition to the Geoprobes, what we've done is we've got weekly bubble monitoring at the bubble sites. We've got bubble sites all around the sinkhole, including the ones in the bayou, plus a number of ones that are back in the swamp, and we've identified all those. What we're doing now to monitor the bubble sites, once a week on about the same day, every week, our crews are going out to the bubble sites and we're collecting video, 30-second video of what's going on with the bubbles. That will give us essentially a library of what the bubbles are looking like, because I look at bubbles and I say one thing, Deborah looks at them and says a different thing, but this will give us little short video clips so we can see what's going on with the bubbles. The last thing we're doing is we've had a lot of discussion. We see gas here, we don't see gas over there, we're not seeing gas in some of the water supply wells. What's going on? Part of that, we are assessing the utility of the PDK logging in defining gas columns in large water supply wells. Some of these wells are about this big across. The geophysical tool may not be adequate to detect gas. The other thing, and Chris will point it out, and you will have these available, so if you want to come up and look at them afterwards. Last time we talked about whether it's formation gas or swamp gas. What we've done here is plot on here. We'll start off, Chris, if you'll point out the swamp gas locations. They're little blue circles. This means the methane that's coming up is essentially what we call biogenic gas, or it's related to decay of organic matter in the shallow part of the system. We also have formation gas coming up all around the sinkhole. What this means, it's got an isotopic signature that says it came from deep underground. We call it thermogenic gas. This is like the natural gas you have in your house. Most of that is thermogenic gas, and we see the red triangles around the sinkhole. Then, as we move away from the sinkhole a little bit, we get a mixture of thermogenic and biogenic gas. So we have a mixture of formation gas and swamp gas, and Chris has pointed some of those out. So this is what it looks like last time, everybody wondered, well, what does all this mean in terms of location? This map will tell you that. The next thing I'm going to talk about are the new wells that are going in. We've refined our geologic modeling, and what we found was that the gas, the top of the sand and gravel in the aquifer wasn't giving us a real good picture of where the gas was accumulating. What's happening is we've got about 100 feet of clay out here, and the gas is sitting right up against this clay, is where we're finding it. So what we've done is, this is called the base of clay. We've mapped out this clay, and that's where we're locating new wells. We've got the 3 old ones, and then the 1 new one is right there, and then Texas Brine is down, their new wells down on the lower right. So we're trying to locate the relief wells in the highs where we're pretty sure the gas is accumulating. We know we've got gas in the aquifer, and we're trying to locate it and put in relief wells in the proper location.